Should be. So Dana, just a couple of words. I'm sure there'll be one or two people at home watching, and there'll be one or two people you'd like to thank.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank my Auntie Elsa for pushing me to be here and do this, and also to my children who are back at home. This is why Mummy's here, and I miss you.
That's great. That's
Mummy
great.
misses you so much, but I'll ring you after school and let you know. Also, thanks to all the competitors, judges, everyone at the back, and yeah, the finalists. Thanks.
Well, Dana, it's been wonderful having you here. You've broken the ice. The first red ribbon has been flown around your shoulders, and we look forward to the rest of the Golden Shears. And on behalf of your sponsor, there was Paiwai Mullins. They look forward to that anyway. So
yes.
Once again, congratulations, and you are the first red ribbon of the 2016 Golden Shears, and let it not be the last. Let's hope we see you in some next grades.
Cool. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Joining me is going to be Richard. So Richard, welcome to the shearing competition team. You've been down on the pressing arena, and we've been toing and froing a little bit between each other, but it's all a nice banter, and you're looking forward to this Trust House intermediate elimination round.
Absolutely, John. Yeah, it's nice to be here. My first time here for 33 years, so it's a bit different for a dairy farmer to be watching at the shearing. So yeah, totally different. But shearing was a past life for me, to be honest. But it's all good. The boys up here look ready to go.
Just tell you the truth, it's a past life for most of us. But you do have a dairy farmer comrade in the commentary team, Gerald Spain.
Absolutely.
He was a shearer back in the day. So on the board, shearers, please. We have a light, a green one, and that's good for me. The referee's given us the all clear. Okay. Timekeeper's right. Judges, competitors, go. So we're into the pen. The first of these intermediate shearers having a go, 4 sheep to shear. All these white spur these sheep come from, Richard. Then they look magnificent out in the pens. But of course, there'll be different types of sheep amongst them, and some will be nice, easy cutting, and others will be a little bit harsh. So, you know, a big welcome here to these young shearers, and these guys are making a few dollars at the grade.
Yep, they've stepped up the level, and stepping up was Carlton Aranui down there on stand 6. He's the man that sort of put the foot to the metal and taking off there, already up the neck on his sheep. He's going a little bit for time, but all these guys, yeah, all of a sudden these guys are doing 250, 300 a day or plus, and they know that it's all about quality, but it's also speed starts to come into it, and their confidence is way up. So let's see them go. But Carlton Aranui at this stage, down on the long blows. Anaru Wakefield there from Pongaroa, stand 4. He's just dropped down into the long blows as well. Jack King on 1, just starting to drop in as well. The young man from Blenheim there, just getting ready. But Gwillim's Throdham, our man there from South Africa, he's right into those long blows as well. He'll be the second man to turn for the last side. Anaru Wakefield there on 4. Looks like he's making a beautiful job. Just turns onto that last side there, pulls it down. Gene Poppiter there from Wairarapa, bit of a struggler, pushes that sheep down. Just holds it down till it stops struggling. But it's Carlton Aranui on stand 6. He's already in for his second sheep.
Can James Goodyear please come to the pressing table? James Goodyear, please.
Yeah, there's not much between these guys at the moment. Good to see a South African there having a crack, by golly. We're thinking back to the World Champs a few years ago when we had the South African blade shearers over here, and by golly, they showed the Kiwis a thing or two about shearing blade shearer. And here we have the machine shearer now. And he's out in front, or not quite. He's running in second spot by a couple of blows. This is now where the time points become a little bit more relevant. Time points are, of course, the first column up there above on the shearer's stand. 7.7 coming up to 8. 8 points gone in time. Calculated at 1 point every 20 seconds. At the end of the long blow, about to swing down on the far end. Colton Aranui. Sweeping blows. He's right down. He can look up the board as he goes into the pen just to check how he's going. Popata there on stand number 5. Flick the belly out the back. The sheep's not quite sitting for him. Anaru Wakefield round the back of the head from Porongahau. Dropping in towards that first off shoulder. The most difficult part of the sheep coming up right about now. Where's that point of the elbow to sit against the cheek? You got to let the ear go sometime. You use the wrist. Having that left foot tucked right under the shoulder helps a lot. And he's moving up the long blow. 3 short blows, 3 long ones if he's got any sense, because he wants to get right over that backbone to make it easy on that last side. Jack King from Gisborne. Looks pretty relaxed up here on the front stand. Blackburn from Blenheim, just across the water. And he's charging into it. He's shearing a lot of finer wooled sheep down there. He's shearing around his hometown, and that's for sure. Over the shoulder on the last side. Remember, these guys all want a spot in that semi-final. No quarterfinals for these fellas, but we've got 7 heats of these guys to get through this afternoon. Oh, it's the South African. He's chasing hard down there on the man on stand number 6, Aranui. But Aranui says, I'm still hanging in there, Bella. I'm just doing the business quietly away.
Yes, our South African man there on stand 3, Willem Stryden, looks to be going pretty well. Numbers look to be pretty favourable up there for him too. This lad Jack King down here on stand 1, doing a beautiful pink job there as he pops that second sheep out to the head. Come on, Dad. So there's a few supporters here for everybody. And Anaru Wakefield there from Pongaroa, the man on stand 4, just pops that belly off on his 3rd sheep. They've all got their 3rd sheep on the board. But it's that man there on stand 6, Carlton Aranui. He just goes round behind the ears there. He's only a blow or 2 ahead of our South African mate. And man there, Gene Popper from Wairarapa on stand 5 there, just pulls out his 3rd sheep as well. Nothing much in it, as my mate was saying. All really concentrating on doing a good job on the board. But it's the men outside and these men on the board there with the blue shirts that'll be making the final decision on that. The South African boy, Willem Stryden there, just pushes that head down, puts in those long blows. Anaru Wakefield, maybe only a blow or 2 behind. Dean Popper there just steps up the neck there. He's perhaps trailing the field at the moment, but there's only perhaps a point in it with time. It's nothing at all. And Jack King, the big man here on stand 1, just slowly, casually almost drops himself down into those long blows. Very, very relaxed. Certainly got it well under control, plenty of strength, so the old sheep can't wriggle and struggle too much. But it's Colton Aranui on 6. He's in for stand 4, sheep 4, sorry. Just changed that handpiece, has a bit of a relax. Doing it pretty easy, obviously.
He's certainly liking it at the moment. He said he just had a bit of a look down the board. He said, I've got a couple of blows on him, but of course the first heat's always the hardest. Every heat comes after that. They seem to get a little bit faster because they know what time they need to be shearing under. And of course heat number 2 needs to be gathered down here on the left. Harvey, Brunton, Taumata, Hemi, Gok and Perrott. So just make sure you guys are down here on the left-hand side of the stage ready to go. Out the last leg now comes the Papata there on stand number 5. He's got 1 left in the pen. Wakefield's got his 4th one on the board. Likewise as Stridham from the Africa. Out the last leg comes 1 and 2 as they need to make sure they're keeping that comb flat on the skin. Oh, the points are starting to count up. You got to keep them flat. Oh, missed the shoot. Once upon a time, the old shoots that went straight back along the board there. But they have invented these dropout shoots. So the shearer's responsibility to get the sheep down the hole. And these guys, they're shearing up to 305 in an 8-hour day. In the days gone by, it used to be about 270 or 80 or thereabouts. If they were shearing under that, they were an intermediate. But the way the sheep have got better, the gear's got a lot better, and it makes things a lot easier here. The farmer's now presenting a product that is well worthy of the calibre of the shearers that are here at Golden Shears. We have the novice final. Stand 1, Liam Pritchard, Sarah Jane Reid, Joseph Gordon, Darren Bryant, Nathan Hendry, Mark Baxter. That's how they'll shear in that last event of the day.
And Carlton Aranui down there on 6, just putting the finishing blows on that 4th and final sheep. Pulls the cord there. He'll be pretty happy with the shear, that lad. It's our man Wakefield from Porongahau there on stand 4. Just pops his sheep out as well. He made up a lot of ground on that last sheep. Got his shoulders there glistening with the sweat. Our man Stridham from South Africa there. Is unusual to see a machine shearing South African. They're a great country for blade shearers. Not so well known for South African machine shearers. So good on this young lad for getting up here. Paul Blackburn, the man from Blenheim there, just into the long blows. As is Jack King, 1 and 2, pretty much blow for blow there. Stridham got a bit of a struggler on that ewe there. He's popped the head out. Just puts the finishing touches, pulls the cord. Gene Porter there from Wairarapa, just putting the last blow or 2, finishing touches, pulls the cord. It's down to the 2 men on stands 1 and 2. This man from Gisborne, Jack King, very, very relaxed style. A lot of power on this man, can just hold those sheep under control. No wriggling sheep with him. Blow for blow, 1 and 2. Blackburn and King. King and Blackburn, come on, let's see you cheer for your favourite shearer. Come on. Must have supporters there in the crowd. To King, Blackburn, looks like it'll be King by half a blow. Reaches around, pulls the cord. Yes, it is. Thank you, folks. Paul Blackburn pulls the thing. Thank you, folks. Give him a big round of applause.
Off to the right, guys. Off to the right. Go to the right. Thank you. Next heat on the board, please. Let's keep it rocking. Robert Hervey, Jacob Brunton, Lionel Tamara, Michael Hemi, Sean Gock, and Ewan Perrott. Okay, take it up, guys. Where you go. We saw that one at about 8 minutes and 10 seconds, the fastest man.
Time taken for Carmen Smith on press number 2. She's got a good square bail. Are you pretty happy with that there, Carmen? Oh, there's a little grin.
I'm pleased it's over.
Pania can't wait to join you. She's got a grin too. She said before, the judge come and talked to her, she said, can I stop now? No, just clip it up, Pania, you'll be right. Righto, boys, we'll wave us up before the shearing gets started if we can.
Yeah, no, you go to it. That's if you can get the presser off the bale. She wants to put a bit more weight on it with a few drips of sweat.
I think there's enough weight in that one. She looks good and square. The boys had to lift it to get it up there.
Well, just while you're waiting for that to come, the weight to come forward, we've got Cochise forward, Tui Wilton, Hemi Lambert, Leroy Pitt, Stewie Fraser, and Matthew Gillam in heat number 3. Righto, guys, on the board. We have a green light.
A good heavy bale here, 158 kilos for Carmen. Back to you, John.
Good work, Carmen, yeah. One less sandwich for lunch, I'd say. Just waiting on the referee. We're going to get the all thumbs up. We need that shearer on the board. Thank you. Okay, we're ready to rock. Timekeepers are good. Judges. Competitors, go. So these bounce into the pen. Get into the pen, man. That's the story. Oh, Michael Hebby says, crikey, there's no rush. I'll just wind into it slowly. This one's got the belly off it. I'm already ahead. I don't think so, Michael. You've got to shear it all. Robert Hervey from Murchison on stand number 1. Jacob Brunton from Levin on stand number 2. From Tamaranui, shearing down in south a lot at the moment. Lionel Taumata on number 3. On number 4 from Featherston, we have Michael Hemi. Sean Gook from Ekatahuna on stand number 5, and Ewan Perrott on stand number 6 from Wales. Another one of our overseas contestants. Well done, Rick. You want to say something?
Yeah. Oh, just a quick call. Thanks, John, for Heat 3, please. Competitors Heat 3, Cochise Ford, Tui Wilton, Hemi Lambert, Leroy Pitt, Stuart Fraser, Matthew Gilham. Heat 4, Alex Drake, Dylan Lewis, Trevor Wilson, Ted Davies, Stuart Davies, Daniel Seed. Those competitors will be next couple of heats straight after this.
Meanwhile, back up on the board, this heat 2 of the intermediate heats here. That's our man on stand 3. He looks like Lennon Taumata from Tomaranui. Just a blow or two ahead of the other boys. They're all pretty even though. There's not much between them. There's 4, 5 of them on that last front shoulder. They're all pretty much blow for blow. They've seen that first heat. As John was saying before, these guys, they watch that first heat, know what the time is, know what they have to do, and they set about their job. Sean Gork down there on stand 5. He's only a blow or 2 away. But it's our man from Tomaranui and the one from Levin, Brunton and Taumata. Pull their sheep out there. Michael Hemi, young man there on stand 4. He was pretty relaxed about it. He still looks pretty relaxed. Just putting those last long blows in down that last side. Just throws it out. Rob Hervey from Murchison up here on stand 1. Races in for that second sheep. He looks a determined young man. Looks pretty lean and mean, like he's been doing a bit of shearing. And the young man down there on stand 6 is Ewan Perrott, all the way from Wales. We've certainly had a few Welshmen here today, John.
Yeah, they've been rocking in, haven't they? A great group of them down here in the stadium, and they're cheering whenever, of course, there's a Welshman's name called. But they probably need to start sharpening up their act. Or they not know whether they're going to sleep, because there's a few Welshmen starting to come through the group now. And maybe they're a little bit nervous for them. But don't be nervous, because they're doing their best up there, these fellas. As Ewan Perrott comes up over the tail now. Swooping blows. 2 off the top, not 2's enough. Get out of that. It's a waste of a blow. Round the back of the head there goes Sean Galk. Into the off shoulder he goes now. He's going to be using those big long arms of his and his wrists. He's got the ear folded out of the way. Tidies up the eyelashes. He's about to give the teeth a brush too. He's spending that much time on it. Into that off shoulder he swings, making it nice and easy. He knows all about the game. He's been in it a little while now. Into the long blow now comes Michael Hemi. Hey, the Featherston lad, he was pretty casual at the start of the game, but you can see he's using all that comb and just using the power of holding that sheep hard in against his left knee as he turns under the shoulder now. Sweeping off that side of the face. Look how he's got his left toe right in under the shoulder blade, trying to hold that sheep up. Now he's got the nose pointed forward as he tucks it between his knees, and he'll try and hold that position for as long as he can, because if he can, it helps keep the sheep sitting upright and stops it slipping down. You keep the toes turned in when you're going down that last side. Aids your kneecaps to stay strong.
I'll just cut on you, John. We've got our peers wool pressing starting now. As soon as Pania finishes, can we have Catherine Maluli and Kushla Abraham and Paul Hodges, Dylan McGruddy.
Meanwhile, back up here in the shearing, it stands 3, 2 and 1. All pretty close there. Taumata, Brunton and Hervey. Hervey made up quite a bit of ground on that second sheep. Meanwhile, down there, Sean Gock, he was pretty quick out of the blocks from Ekatahuna, this young lad, but he's sort of dropped back a bit, needs to pick the pace up a wee bit. But it's our Welshman down there on stand 6, 3 big undermine blows, 2 on the top knot, steps up, looks to go up the neck there again. Michael Hemi, the local man here from Featherston, goes into that first back leg, 2 big undermine blows. 3rd big undermine blow. I'm going to have a great last side, he reckons. But it's Lionel Tormata, the man here on stand 3. Just got himself a good little lead there. Well, it's not a great lead when you look at what Robert Hervey, the young man from Murchison's, doing here on stand 1. He's made up a bit of ground as young Robert. He's shearing pretty well. All these guys looking pretty good. Jacob Brunton from Levin there. He was right up with them, but he's just lost that half side on those 2 when they started the sheep. Bit of a struggler there on 1. Bit of a wriggler as Perrott comes round onto that last side. Michael Hemi, this casual mad from Featherston there, just strokes along there in the long blows, just taking his time. Just starting to get a bit of a sweat up though, so obviously he's not that relaxed. But Perrott, the Welshman there on stand 6, just goes under that last front leg. But it's Herbie on 1. Chucks that sheep out, runs into the door there, pulls out sheep 4. Getting it in place. Brunton just 2 or 3 blows away from finishing touches on stand 2. Perrott is going to say, no, I'm going to get in first, get my 4th and final on the board. It's just leaving stands 5 and 4 there to get their 4th sheep out on the board. They won't want to give too much time away to these guys, but if the job's right outside, it doesn't matter. Time's not that critical, and they know that. It'll only take them a minute and a half, perhaps 2 minutes to shear that sheep. That's only 6 points. It's not much in time. But Rob Hervey, the young man down here on stand 1, he's a real workman-like style there. He's working away furiously, but obviously doing a pretty good job. Brunton just takes a big undermine up from top knot off. But it's that man, Lionel Tormata, all the way from Tomaranui there. Comes onto that last side, just cleans up that last leg, heads off down the board there. Shearing pretty well, this lad.
Yeah,
Big, strong lad that he is.
He's certainly making the most of it, and he's been a little bit experienced in this game, though. He's been around a haircut or 2, and he hasn't quite done the tallies to jump out of the grade yet, but he's got the quality, and that's what's really important in the shearing industry, and he gets that out in 7:21, so that's saved about 40-odd seconds on that one.
Done well there, it definitely has, John, yeah. These other boys will be aware of that. The next heats will be also aware of it. 7:41 for 4 sheep, so there you are, guys. That's the time to set yourself. Make sure that quality's right as well. Sean Gock, the young man down there in stand 5, he's just putting the big undermine blows in. Got a bit of a wriggler. He held that beautifully, kept his composure. But Ewan Perrott, the man on stand 6, pushes the button. Another Welshman's done his little deed for the day. Brunton on 2 there. Just putting the finishing touches. Rob Hervey clenches his fist and shakes it. He's pretty happy with his shear. Obviously pretty pleased indeed. When you look up there at the penalty points, you can see why he's pretty pleased. There's still 2 young men there on the board. Michael Hemi, the man from Featherston on 4. Sean Gock from Ekatahuna. So they're pretty much locals, these 2 lads.
We've got our weight here for Pania, 123 kilos. A little bit light, maybe not enough to make it through to the semis, Pania, but well done. Good on you. Righto, we've got our first heat of the Piers pressing coming up. We've got a pretty strong team. 2 all-rounders on press number 2, Catherine and Kushla. Put your hands together for them. Catherine Maluli and Kushla Abraham. 2 strong competitors. And Jerome Tiori and Tai Wadi on press number 1. This is going to be a good, strong fight. 15 minutes, Kush tells us. She wants to break the 13-minute barrier, but they've smashed it out 15 minutes in practice. That was on a TPW, but she reckons the crankdown's just as good, so 15 minutes, Kush.
Right, Sean Gock's just finished there on the stand 5. That's heat 2 done with, boys. Thank you very much. Heat 3 ready to go. Get yourselves up on the board.
Come on, boys. There we go. Heat 3, take the board, please.
Heat 3, Cochise Ford, Tui Wilton, Hemi Lambert, Leroy Pitt, Stuart Fraser, Matthew Gilham. Heat 4 of the intermediate shearing, Alex Great, Dylan Lewis, Trevor Wilson, Ted Davies, Stuart Davies, Daniel Seed.
Just remember those novice final is the last event on the card here this afternoon. It's not too far away. We're up to heat number 3 now. We have 4 more heats. And then we're coming in with that novice shearing final. The Trust House have been good sponsors here throughout the Wairarapa. They're looking after the locals, striving to the excellence that they have themselves. They're encouraging young shearers to achieve the top of their game by sponsoring this event.
I'm sure the ladies in the crowd will enjoy the spectacle here. Some of our pressing team are giving the girls a bit of a show, shirts off, out the back, good to see. Show the ladies what you got, eh? You paid enough for that artwork, you got to show it off. Oh, he's blushing.
Okay, we'll set this alight before the presses. You ready, guys? Get them on the board. We've got a green light up there. Everybody's happy. Thank you. Timekeeper's right. Judges, competitors, go.
Righto. Our presses are ready. Timekeepers, judges, presses set, go. Rip into it. 160 kilos in the bale we need. This is a pairs event. This is quick. Look at the teamwork, Koro. Look how their plans.
Well, I think that the time is quite crucial now. With the pairs, I think if you're still pressing after 11 minutes, you're going to be too slow. Because there's some good teams coming up.
11 minutes.
11 minutes and less is going to be, I reckon, where they need to go. So the 2 girls over here, they're seasoned campaigners. We've seen Catherine Maluli in a final and in the wool pressing, but now she's teamed up with Kushla Abraham, and they're a smart-looking team, aren't they?
There's many a final we've seen Kushla in, both Woolhandling, Shearing. She beat me in a few junior shows a few years back now, but she's still got it, Koro.
And you've never forgotten it, have you? So give her a bit of stick, that'll push her along, but already in press number 1, the wool is going and they're fluffing around. See, women are a little bit too pedantic, aren't they? They're not very, they don't hurry.
No, it's hard to rush Kushla. Pai said it's hard to rush Kushla. When she does things, she does them right. Catherine Maluli, she does everything with a smile on her face. But they go by working together. This is a big armful of wool.
2 armfuls here, ladies and gentlemen. Here it goes, the big truck. Whoa! 48 kilos in there, I reckon.
Catherine was lucky she didn't get chucked in with it. There's a lot of power there. There's a lot of wool going in. Come on, Kush. Here goes another 50 kilos in the box. Ooh, easy way to do it, Koro.
160 kilos.
That's the target.
Oh, well, John, we're just a little bit, we'll come back to you. You want to go through these shearers and introduce the young shearers that are up there?
Okay.
When you've done that, it'll come back to us.
Thank you, guys. As you can see, 6 shearers, all within about half a dozen blows of each other. On stand 1 here, we have Coaches Ford from Alexander. Stand 2, Tui Wilton, one of your local men. Hui Lambert on 3. Leroy Pitt from Pongaroa on 4. Stuart Fraser, I'm not quite sure where he's from. I can't see on the board. And then there's Matthew Gullum, an Aussie. Young man come across the ditch to shear a few sheep. It's a man from Halcombe there. Stuart Fraser is it on stand 5. But these boys all pretty even. Look at that. They're on sheep 2, but there's only about 10 blows between them. Between the belly and the top knot. But it looks like Lambert from Rawpunga there on stand 3. Looks like a little bit of a lead, but this is man Coaches Ford there on stands 1. I'm not sure whether he's supposed to be an Indian or a car. With a name like that, he'd have to be almost from America anyway. But Shearing in Alexander, he'd be a bit more used to wrinkly sheep than he would be of these crossbreeds that he's got up here.
It's his birthday today, and he's 22 years old.
Oh, well, better everybody wish him happy birthday. Happy birthday, Coaches. Now, come on, the audience out there. We don't hear much cheering for these boys. This Trust House Intermediate sponsored intermediate. Come on, give them a bit of noise. This is what we want to hear. Come on, give them a bit of encouragement. Don't be shy. Tui Wilton there, big man there on stand 2, just works around onto that last side there, flicks that cheek off that sheep out for the Rousey there. And his mate Hemi Lambert there on stand 3 just heads off down that last side. Still again, there's not much between these guys, although Stands 4, 5 and 6. They're just losing a little bit of ground on these other boys. They're still just doing those long blows, whereas 1s, 2 and 3 just heading in there for their, basically looking for sheep number 3. It'll be Tui Wilton. Yeah, come on, folks. Give him a bit of encouragement. Come on, let's hear you cheering.
Certainly young Hemi Lambert there. He's making it easy for himself. Sheep number 3 on the board. And what time's gone? Just over 4 minutes are gone. And these other guys have still got the last side to do. And Hemi's down the first off leg. The Royal Punga man sweeping blows. He's got the natural flow at the moment. Up over the tail. The rat's tail on the back of the head's not even wagging. He's doing it that easy. Hey, head, steady head, cool handpiece, keeping it flat on the skin. That's his aim, and he's showing up there on the board at the moment. Coaches forward from Alexander, up over the tail. 2 good shots now. Lays the sheep nice and flat there, and 2 off the top. Up the neck and round the back of the head comes the Masterton man, Tui Wilton. Into the pen, down the far end goes Matthew Gillum, sheep number 3 for him. The Tony number sheep now is Stewie Fraser. The boy from Holcomb steps into the pen. He doesn't worry about looking down the board. He knows damn well he's got to keep his head down. There goes Pitt from Pongaroa on stand number 4. First off leg coming off for him, but turning off the top. Setting the pace now is Hemi Lambert, still going, 7 or 8 blows away from Tui Wilton from Masterton. He's having a good shear as well. This is one of the better heats so far. So 5 minutes are gone as they come under the shoulder and down out to the flank. This is the money side. They'll be wanting to make it through to the next round. That's important. One more wild beast in the pen.
Absolutely, but it looks like it's going to be Lambert's going to be first in. Tui Wilton's made up a fair bit of ground on this sheep. Our man Coaches forward down here from Alexander. Obviously found out there's no wrinkles on these sheep, and he's just gone straight over the top of them all. Shearing pretty well as this lad up here on stand 1, the birthday boy. But it's Lambert there on stand 3. He's got his 4th and final on the board. He's going to try and put a bit of space between him and stands 4, 5 and 6. That's Gwillem, Fraser and Pitt. He's certainly doing well as he comes down into that first hind leg there. Just works that sheep around. First big undermine blow. 3 big undermine blows in there. Takes the top knot off. Tui Wilton knows I've got half a dozen blows here to catch up. Those boys, Leroy Pitt from Pongaroa there. Knows he has to get a little bit of a wriggle on. So does Stuart Fraser there from Halcombe. Both these boys can't afford to be too far away with the time, but they know they've also got to keep the quality right, not to panic. Just keep stroking that wool off. Matthew Gwillem, the young man there from Australia, just cleaning off those socks there. Just one more blow over the tail, pulls the cord. In for sheep number 4. It's only our man from Halcombe, Fraser. Just pops that head out, got a bit of a wriggly. These are beautiful big sheep that have been supplied here today for these intermediate shearers. They're certainly good, big, strong sheep, John.
Yeah, they come from White Spur, and they're, once again, magnificent beasts, and they're not under drugs or anything like that as we bring out sheep number 4 down on stand 5, Stewie Fraser. But I'm just looking at the score up there, that young Australian down on stand number 6. He is making a magnificent job, but a time might count against him. Finishing touches for Hemi Lambert, and he's got away from Tui Wilton on stand number 2 at the moment. So he got him out in about 7 minutes and 18 or thereabouts unofficial. As Coaches forward from Alexander comes out the last leg. Almost, he's a couple of blows, and it's an inky pinky sheep here on the front stand. By golly, that is a pleasure to see. Look at that.
John, we'll just interrupt
pearler,
you. We're going into the crank down here at the wool pressing. Well, Morgan, there's nothing in it now. I think there's probably only about 30 seconds. Let's see how the women go on press number 2. We've
Look
got
at
Jerome
these two.
here working away hard.
Look at Kush and Catherine are doing a final safety check, just checking everything out. Jerome's just pumping it down by himself, but it's a 2 on press number 2. They are cranking into it, leaning into it together. There's 2 on each press now. 3 clicks all the way. It's a dead heat race. I think Jerome and Ty have got a couple clicks on you girls. Come on, Kush, dig deep. Your family's here cheering you on. Come on, Kush. Come on, Catherine. Lean on that bar. Crank it down. Come on, Jerome, is that enough? You happy with that? Wind that top box off. Come on now, there's no time to breathe. Push, lean on that box, Ty. Come on now. It's time to slam those pins through and Clip it up and put your hands up. Here come Catherine and Kushla. No time to stand around, not catching you. It's going to be a good tight race here.
Just to their final touches coming here up on stand number 5. Shuey Fraser across that last shoulder. Beautiful long fleece on this sheep. To be clipping over 3 kilos. That one, look at, I can tell it from here, was probably 100 mils long, at least that staple there and that fibre under the shoulder and down and out to the flank as those girls start to heave and breathe down there. Oh, I shouldn't call one of them a girl, or you might come down and whack me with that press handle.
Absolutely, but it's still Fraser there, just 3 or 4 blows, just cleaning off that last leg there, gets that sock off, puts the hands on and give him a big hand, folks. That's your 3rd heat of the intermediate. Well done, guys. Give him a big hand.
But it's all action here. It's a final race. Who's going to get those clips through the fastest? Who's got the cleanest bail? Ty's looking over. Catherine's looking over her shoulder kuru. Look at this race. The sweat, the determination on their faces.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. Just a quick call, please. We'll have competitors on the board now for Heat 4 of the intermediate. Alex Drake, Dylan Lewis, Trevor Wilson, Ted Davies, Stuart Davies, Daniel Seed. Heat 5, Paraka Puna, Joseph Winders, Jade Maguire-Ratama, Tom Brewer, Laura Bradley, Tegwin Brandley. Those competitors in competing in Heat 5. Just quickly, ladies and gentlemen, a quick announcement for our senior wool handling finalists. Semi-finalists, the top 8 in order of qualification. Paige Broush, Vinnie Goodger, Raha Williams, Hannah Spears, Ebony Turupa, Denise Murray, Pakatai Taki, Brittany Tibble. So congratulations to those semi-finalists for the senior wool handling.
All right, back to the wool pressing. Morgan and these girls have got a little bit of a tidy presser. They're a little bit tidier, the ladies over here, whereas Jerome and Ty have got a little bit of work cut out for them, but they're getting it up. They can't get the pins in. They can't get that pin in. What's something wrong in there, Morgan?
No, I think it's just pressure getting to them. These girls, they don't like the pressure.
They're picking up.
No, Kusha says no surrender. Get out of my way, wool. She's got a little bit of wool on the end of her pin, I think, and it's just not sliding through. Come on, Catherine. Oh, we got a green light for the shearing.
Yeah, right, I will go. Stay on the board, please. Shearers out on the board. Stand 6. Thank you. The referee's giving me the thumb up. Timekeeper's right. Judges, competitors, go. In you go, boys. Here we go this time round. Alex Drake from Blenheim on stand number 1. Dylan Lewis from Wales on stand number 2. Northern Ireland's Trevor Wilson on 3. Wales, Ted Davies on number 4. Stewie Davies from Wales on stand number 5. And Daniel Seed on stand number 6. What a lineup this time we got, Richard.
It's a worry. There's so many Welshmen here. We think we're in the UK. We'll be worrying we better not start talking rugby to them. They'll all start crying. Forget to shear their sheep. But it's Alex Drake there on stand 1. Just puts in those 2 big undermine blows. Whips the top knot off. But it's Trevor Wilson, the Northern Irishman there. He's already up the neck. He's seen what those other boys done. He's just about got his nose onto that poor sheep's nose as well. He's looking at that sheep there. But I dare say the quality will be all right. They're all going up the neck. Not much in it. They know what the other boys are doing, John. They'll be having a little bit of a battle here, I would think. They've probably shorn against each other once or twice. Ted Davies on 4 and Stuart Davies on 5. That was the Welsh pressing team that we saw out there before. Or at least they considered they were. Ted was gutted because he was 8th into the final for the men's singles pressing. Quite disappointed with his day's effort. He thought he could have at least got 6th. But young Daniel Seed, the young man there from Woodville down the end there, just pulls that first front leg around, drops down into the long blows. He's perhaps coming the last of the shearers to drop into the long blows there. We've got 2 on the last side, 3 on the last side. But as usual, not much between these guys for time. Bit of a
just over here in the wool pressing, guys, we've just got the last pin going in for Kushler and Catherine. And over here, Ty and Jerome have already got their pins out, and they're getting ready to pull the wool press out. The time, girls, what's the time? Just on 11 minutes has gone by, and they're getting ready to push the hammer up. Your little wee tootsie might hurt yourself, Catherine Maluli, but she's made of something really strong. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our first pairs bail out. The girls are getting ready, having a look around, high-fiving one another. Catherine, you had the same problem the last time with that wool press. So there they go, guys. The wool handling pairs, having a look. The finished product is very good. Give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. The wool handling pairs, Catherine and Kushler. And we just got a little bit of a bull, a little bit of a tidy up here, then we'll go into the weighing.
14 minutes for these two ladies to press 160 kilo bale wool.
We'll see whether it's 160.
We'll see, John. Okay, guys, come along. And Coxie's just having a look at the finished product. I believe that's not a bad finish. I don't want to persuade the judge in any way. You guys are prettier than I am, so you talk to the judge. Give him a little bit of a smile and it might help.
Just watching this young Daniel Seed go down the far end. He's only a small stature of a shearer, but by golly, he gets around his sheep nicely. And he's doing a great job up there. Down the first off leg he goes, but a little bit off the pace now. Into the long blow goes Trevor Wilson from Northern Ireland. Dylan Lewis rocking up from Wales on stand number 2. Alex Drake from Blenheim.
Johnny, the weight on this bale from press number 1, 156.
Oh, pretty close.
Very good. 156 kilos, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how Kushler and Catherine's bale is. What do you reckon, John, from up there?
I think that could be just a tad light. 153.
152.
I reckon 162.
152.
Have a guess.
I said 153.
165.
Oh, with miles out.
165 kilos. Well done, girls. Right. Wonderful pressing, and we'll go on back to you guys and we'll get the next event organised.
Absolutely not much between this heat. While we've been watching that pressing, these guys are getting into their work and hardly very little between them at east. But our Welsh boys and our man from Northern Ireland there, Trevor Wilson, he seems to have the speed stakes at this stage. But Ted Davies there doing an absolute beautiful job on the board, as is young Dylan Lewis from Wales. These two boys look like they hard work for the judges to find anything with them. Alex Drake from Blenheim here got a bit of a wriggler. Had his mate out here before. Saw that he stops, decides he'll sit that sheep up. He realises it's better to be in a good position than to just struggle on shearing it, make a few extra second cuts. That sheep still won't play ball with him though. That's the problem. Stuart Davies on 5, just flips his third sheep out. Was it second in for sheep number 3? Young Daniel Seed, as John said before, he's only a slight lad down right on stand 6.
I'll just sneak in there, John. Heat 2 of the pairs pressing, Conan Gray and William Killion, and Paul Hodger and Dylan McGrady, the 2 pairs. Conan and William versus Paul and Dylan. This is going to be a good fast race. Look at these fit boys lined up here. And we've got our women's wool pressing heats results here. Congratulations, girls. It was a pretty close race. First qualifier, Christine Walland. Second qualifier, Kushla Abraham, Samantha Joe Tiffany, and Arfina Namana.
Oh, great stuff to see those guys. They'll all be pressurising each other into that final, no doubt. But here we back live with the shearing. Just notice these shearers and probably just need to sit that sheep slightly on that left flank so that it's a little bit easier to shear in that down the belly. Probably sitting a little bit upright, some of them, and the sheep says, I don't like sitting on bone. So the sooner you can get them off the bone and onto the rump, the better. Stepping up the neck down on stand number 6. Keeping it pretty good. He's bouncing on top at the moment because that's a big strong ewe he's got down there. There's our young man Daniel Seed. The pressure on though. Trevor Wilson from Northern Ireland comes round the back of the head. Close to him is Dylan Lewis from Wales. They're the boys that are out in front. Hey, these overseas guys are really putting the pressure on the youngsters from home. Blenheim, Alex Drake here on the front stand. This one's giving him a real workout. Not that bigger animal, but by crikey, she's full of character. He'd like to have her down at the barbecue later on tonight, but she'll have to go home in the truck, I'm sure of that. Under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Here on stand number 4 for Ted Davies. A lovely shot there. He put in nice and clean sheep. He has a bit of a talk to the judge. How long have I got? These fellas are whipping him round me. Yeah, it's going to be Trevor Wilson who's going to take the speed stakes in this one. Doing very nicely. He's gone for the flashing lights. Hit the old Darth Vader lights there, and he's down the porthole. And first thing he did was get that handpiece off and have a yarn to the judge.
He was certainly pretty quick there, John. What was his time there? He certainly put a sheep round. This is the first time we've had them put a sheep round the other competitors in the heat, and they were so even after that first sheep. He must have really gone for the doctor, young Trevor there.
Yeah, I think he might have thought, well, I made a little bit of a mistake here. I better open up and try and gain some time points. And he's certainly sure them at about 7 minutes and 18 seconds or thereabouts.
And here on stand 2, Dylan Lewis from Wales. Just about to put the last 3 or 4 blows in there. The sheep struggles away from it, but he says, no, I'm going to keep it here. Put one knee on it, allow her on the floor and just do her there. Alex Drake just comes up round behind the ear. There's 3 of these boys just going up round the neck. Young Daniel Seed down there on stand 6. He's still a wee way behind the others as well. Pretty much blow for blow there with the 2 Welshmen on 4 and 5. Alex Drake, the Blenheim lad there, just probably 5 or 6 blows ahead of him. But then now the time is counting, guys. Those other guys have put a bit of time on you. Now it's important.
Okay, guys, we'll just interrupt you. Morgan, we've got the second heat of the mixed pairs. Come on down here.
And this is a pretty talented duo we've got facing off. 2 very talented duos, Koro.
Do you think they're a bit cocky, those guys there on the right there? Do you think they're looking kind of smug, aren't they?
Well, if
they're on top of their game.
If I was built like that, Koro, I'd be pretty smug as well. Look at the size of these boys. They're fit. They're in perfect shape to press a 160 kilo bale.
Oh, cool.
All 4
and we've got Dylan McGruddy and Paul from Geraldine. So these guys are going to go. So it's over to you. You get them underway.
Righto, our judges are happy. Our timekeepers, pressers, on your marks, set, go. 11 minutes, you're going to press this bale in. 160 kilos of wool in there. Come on now. The Goodyear brothers are coming up next. You've got to set the pace and show them how it's done. Hurry, 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 Koro. Look, it's all action.
A little bit of a lift in their game on press number 2, Dylan and Paul. You got to lift this because there's already 100 kilos gone in the wool press on Conan and Willie. Ladies and gentlemen, the local wool press. Oh, there they go. Another big arm load. These boys are pumped up. They're looking pretty sharp. There's a little bit of clean cut around the haircuts and everything, and Conan picks up another 34 kilos and puts it in the wool press. Morgan, back to you, John.
Righto, we just finished heat number 4, so we'll move those off to the right and we'll welcome on another heat. Rick, certainly we're getting through them. We've got 3 to go.
Yeah, thanks, John. Heat 5, ladies and gentlemen. Paraki Puna on 1, Joseph Winders, Jade Maguire-Ratama, Tom Brewer, Laurie Bradley, Tegwin Bradley. Those are the next 6 competitors in this intermediate shearing elimination heats. 6 heats. Our last heat will have Will Elworthy, Ricky Stevens, John Melseed, James McKenzie, Owain James and Ross Thompson.
Well, Morgan, I think Dylan and Paul have got the big Maori boys a bit worried here at the moment. They're already halfway through, filling the box up there. Here we go. Conan and Willie. Big armfuls, ladies and gentlemen, as they get ready. Who's going to be responsible for the tramping? I think we should put the biggest fella in the wool press, because over here, the little skinny honky, he's the guy that's tramping the wool now. Golly me, they should pick up a big hoary like these fellas over here. Throw them in the wool press.
It's all about picking your team, eh, Koro? But mind you, these little honkies, they got some going.
Oh, there they
are all heart.
I'm
Look
a
at
honky,
those legs
so I can
pump.
say that. The wool press is going on. When you guys are green lights,
We're green light now. Shearers on the board. Hold them out of there. Look over the door. Beautiful sheep to shear. Hang about, boys. That's slow. Come on, we're going to start you. One out, all out. Thank you. Stand 4. Okay, ready to go. Timekeepers are good. Judges, competitors, go. We're off and now in heat number 5 of the Trust House Intermediate Shear, and on stand number 1 we got Paraki Puna from Napier on stand on the front stand. Joseph Winders from Tussock Creek on number 2. Jade Maguire Radamar on stand number 3 from Winton. On number 4 from Australia we've got Tom Brewer. Laura Bradley from Woodville on stand number 5, and young brother down there on stand number 6, Tegwin Bradley, also from the Woodville. Great quality shearers lined up before us once again. We're certainly looking forward to another great heat here, Richard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, John.
It's the Bradley pair down there on stands 5 and 6. Have we got something? Sorry, Cotto, carry on.
No, it's good. Well, we're getting ready for the crankdown, Morgan. The boys here on press number 2 are running around like chickens with their heads cut off. The big boys on press number 1 are getting ready to bring the handle down. The pins have been taken out. No penalties lost. And here goes Willie, ladies and gentlemen. He's fired up as he brings down the handle. This man is going ballistic, ladies and gentlemen. He's on another planet, Morgan.
Look at them go. Those boys are fit and are fast. Look at them go. That handle's going to go through the floor. But here come the honkies. Dylan and Paul, here they come. They pack their top box tight. Oh, it's a good race. Don't slow down, Conan. Get that box off. Come on, Willie. Clip it up. Here come Dylan and Paul. Teamwork jumping all the way. Pumping down.
We've only been going 4 minutes, Morgan, and the boys over here on press number 1 are getting ready to put the pins in. 4 minutes is all it's been going, and these guys, hurry up, Paul, hurry up, Dylan McGrady. The girl over here says,
I've been watching this press. They know the ins and outs of it. They know press number 2 has got a bit of a personality, Koro, but they've got the best of it. They're not worried. Look at these two
look at the
on.
teamwork going on here, ladies and gentlemen. The teamwork on press number 1. Big Conan, 125 kilos of muscle on muscle. Down here, the little wee skinny honkies are doing it hard, aren't they?
I don't know. Dylan's not even breathing yet. He's not even puffing. He's cruising. He's used to shearing for a run and then pressing 3
Well,
bales.
we'll see how they go, because you're getting a little bit left behind, Dylan and Paul. Hurry up, lift your game. But these Conan and Willie could make a little mistake.
Any mistake will be punished in this spears pressing.
Oh, very good. Well, back to you guys, and we'll do the way up.
Yeah, well, up here they've all got sheep number 2 on the board. It's pretty even, not much between them. You've got the Bradley brother and sister down there at the end. Tegwin the 6, Laura on 5. The young man from Australia, Tom Brewer, just goes out the legs there on stand 4. Jade Maguire Ratanama from down there in the deep south. And another young lad from Tussock Creek, Joseph Winders. He's just putting the undermine there on stand 2. Just putting that third big shot in there, pulls up, takes the top knot off. But it's Paraki Puna, the young man there from the Hawke's Bay, Napier. Look at him head off down this last side. Got that hand going like a second hand, just clicking those blows down that last side. Doing it beautifully, keeping the job right as he goes. Doing a beautiful job as this young man, Paraki, here on stand 1. Young Laura Bradley there on stand 5. She would dearly love to put a one round her brother Tegwin there on stand 6. They share competitive against each other all the time, these two. I don't know how many times she's had the bragging rights, but she'd sure as heck like to get it here today. Joseph Winders, the young man there from Tussock Creek, lays that sheep down into the long blows on 2. Jade Maguire Radama from Winton.
A quick clean up from Conan and Willie in a time taken. Just about 7 minutes gone. Watch out, Goodyear brothers. We'll see you in the final, they reckon.
7 minutes.
What was it? 6:49.
6:49. Hey, do you think they left a little bit of wool on the floor and went for time?
I think if you're that fast, you got to leave something behind.
Well, there's
It
a
was
little bit.
damn fast, Cordell.
Yeah, a little bit of wool left on the floor. We'll just have a look around here. These guys, give these guys a hand, ladies and gentlemen. These young guys have done well. Give them a hand. Well, back to you, Richard and John, and we'll do the way up.
They're coming away here. This Pareki Puna here on the front stand. He's certainly set the field alight. Look, he's cruising along, and it's only 4 minutes and 50 gone. He's got third one almost shorn. A quick look down the board from the Australian man. He said, "What's behind me?" I said, "Some great quality shearers," because the Bradley pair are going hammers and tongs at each other as well as the rest of the guys. And they're stepping up the neck is Tegwin, slightly ahead of Laura at the moment. But look at the quality down there on the far end. Everything's good in the quality at the moment. It's pretty sharp in this heat. These guys are real serious about making the next round, Richard, and even the young man from McGuinton, Wairarapa, he's pumping down that first off leg.
I'll just cut in there, John. Conan and Willie, the scales are broken. First two weighs come out at 140 kilos. 140 kilos flat.
They should have
That's
picked
an
up the bits on the floor.
expensive
20
mistake.
kilos light. Let's see what us honkies have done on press number 2.
Meanwhile, back up on the shearing, it's that man Puna all the way from Napier on stand 1 there. He's got his third sheep out, just does the undermine. I'm not sure whether that's right or not. I thought he would was sheep ahead of those others. But all of a sudden you've got 4 of them there, all got there, going around onto that first front leg.
I'll just sneak in there again, and our two honkies, they didn't put any wool in the top box. 136.5. There's smiles all round. Well, who's up in our next heat? We've got the brothers versus the brothers. The practice for the final. Hickses versus Goodyears. This is a face-off.
This is going to be good, Morgan.
We saw this in the final last year.
We did.
What a matchup, Koro. I'm excited.
You watch this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a final in itself, really, isn't it, Morgan?
It's a repeat of last year's final. Both
a
Hicks
repeat.
brothers are looking for revenge. They're hungry.
I think these guys are the champions. Who won it last year?
It doesn't matter. This is another season, and
Conan
we'll
and Willie.
find out.
The pairs.
Across the shoulder on the last side here, the Napier man. I'm sure he's got sheep number 4 on the board, steaming down the last side. Looks like he's doing it easy. Now down the far end, Tegwin Bradley's as close to him as he's a couple of blows in front of his sister. And they're rocking up the into the first off shoulder now, but it's Puna here from Napier. Oh, a little bit of a smart little girl here. She didn't want the everything shut off her, and he shuts the clock.
That's right, sheep number 4 it was. Something went wrong with the computer there, John. But these other ones, look at them all on the board. The 2 Bradleys out just going up the neck. These other 3 lads just taking the belly off and round that first front leg. I wonder what's happened to that computer.
I think he actually snuck into the pen there quietly, that it forgot to even glow for him.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. He was that fast. They were too busy watching the presser. Forgot about it. But these in here, they're all doing a quality job. Look at those points up there on the board, folks. There's going to be nothing in it. Boy, if you make this intermediate final, this semi-final or whatever in there, you've done a really good shear. Wairarapa there from Winton on stand 3. Just going around behind the head there. That looks like quite a nice pink neck coming out on that sheep there. We don't have to worry about the 2 Bradleys down there on 5 and 6, because those 2 certainly do a beautiful job. We know that. It'll be interesting to see how they go. But Joseph Winters from Tussock Creek just puts a few blows in around the neck there, and he drops down into that first front leg. Young Tom Brewer, the young Australian there in stand 4, just lays down into the long blows. But Tegwin Bradley, he says, no, I've had enough of this shearing. Picks his 2 handpieces up. Has a little chat to the young Peter McCabe, the referee down there, judge down there, Laura Bradley, his sister there. He'll be hoping he's got the bragging rights over again. It'll be interesting. Laura just pokes the button there. Meanwhile, it's Jade Wairarapa there from Winton in the deep south, just heading down there. Don't be afraid to give him a bit of encouragement, folks. Just a blow or 2 ahead of young Brewer there on stand 4. Young Winters here has just had a bit of a struggler there, just settled it down, trying to control it. Keeps his handpiece away so he doesn't cut that wool twice. Martimer's getting ready. He pushes that button there. Just a couple ahead of his Aussie mate there, Brewer. But Winders just 3 or 4 more blows away. Nothing in it. His time would be still pretty good, wouldn't it, John?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Of course, a little bit behind the pacemaker, but that everybody can't be first off. And
As long as the job right, it doesn't matter. Give them all a big hand, folks. That's your 4th, 5th heat, is it?
Fifth heat gone, yes.
5th heat gone. 2 more left.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. Reached heat 6, intermediate shearing. We'll have those competitors on the board, please. Will Elworthy, Ricky Stevens, John Melseed, James McKenzie, Owen James, Ross Thompson.
Minutes. We're going to see a bale, Preston. Jeremy?
Are you putting money on it?
Are you Presses Morgan, you boys taking money on the 6 minutes? I don't think the Goodyear boys could do it.
We're going to
Better
see
put
it.
some money on it, Koro.
I reckon pressure makes diamonds, and these Hicks boys are bringing a lot of pressure on the Goodyears today.
Well, I don't know about that. The boys, if they press 140s, they're going to lose a lot of time, aren't they?
Well, the weight is 160, isn't
I
it?
know. So those other boys are miles out.
All right, back to you, John.
Righto, we've got a green light, guys. We'll set these guys alight, then we'll come back and start the pressing. Shearers on the board, please. Hey, you muck around getting up there, you lose time when it comes right to start time. Stay on the board. Kick them out, judges.
Just as well they're listening to you, John. The whole damn lot of them are gone in there, haven't
I'm
they?
calling timekeepers ready. I know they are. Referees give me the thumbs up. Thank you. Timekeepers are good. Judges, competitors, go. Hey, here in the Trust House event.
We'll get
Trust
this
House.
underway, John.
Yeah, good as gold.
This one underway. Oh, over to you, Morgan. We got a very good lineup here, ladies and gentlemen, for heat.
Righto, don't go get a drink. Don't turn around, you'll miss it. It's the Hickses versus the Goodyears. Timekeepers ready. Judges, presses, set, go. Running at it. Look at that footwork from Jono. The fastest feet in Masterton, they say. Look at him go. Cam Hicks can reach to the bottom of that press twice. He's taller than the Englishman, but it's a very even pattern. But I've been studying videos of each other, Koro.
Well, I think this is going to be a spectacle, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see what Jeremy did? He lifted up the pack and he shook the pack in case there's contamination in it. If there was any bits of rubbish in there, he's already saved the wool industry millions by doing that. These guys did the same thing as well. They shook the contamination out, but now look at this Goodyear guy. Look at that. In the wool pack he goes. The top box has already been filled. I think at this stage, Morgan, these guys are in front.
The Hickses are
The
in
Hicks
front.
is in front.
That's a big call. Oh, they've done a double armful and the bottom box is full.
Hey.
Jeremy says, I don't need my brother's help. Look how
Here we
much
go.
I'm going to pick up on myself.
He reckons that's 48 kilos in there.
Look at him.
Well, you guys battle it out
Oh,
there, and we'll
49 kilos, and look at him, he just deals to that wool.
And
Here
the
he
six-
goes, ladies. We're not far away, Morgan, from the wind-up over there on press number 1, and it's only been 2 minutes.
Look at them go. The top plate's on for the Goodyears. Jono's getting the stamp going in on the bottom box. They had a little bit of a mishap there. You cannot afford a mistake when you're pressing against the Goodyears, Koro.
No, you cannot afford to miss it, and it's all about health and safety in the workplace, and this is what these guys are doing. They can't rattle the noise, make too much noise, but Jeremy's putting it in. He saw the other guys 20 kilos off the desired weight, so there's a little bit more wool going in there. These guys know they have to put a little bit more wool in the press, Morgan.
Cam's putting it in and Jono's chucking it out. This is how you do it. As brothers against brothers. Brothers working together. These Hicks boys, they work together day in, day out when Jono's not teaching. Here, Cam's got the top plate on, but the Goodyears are getting their top box cranked up already.
Here we go.
Come on now. No time to breathe, Cameron. Crank it up. It's going to be crank down time for the Goodyears. Can you catch him, Hicks boys? Do you need more, Cameron? There's a big pile already in that press.
Do you think Cam should be the one in the top box and tramping? Or is it all right for Jono to do that job? Jono looks the fittest anyway.
He's got the fastest feet.
He's got the fastest feet in the game. Well, guys, we're just about ready to crank down on press number 1. Sorry if we're hogging the show a little bit, but it's looking quite good over there. How's it going up there, John?
Well, we'd like to see Mr. Alan Precious here at the announcers table, please. But here we are on sheep number 2. Over half shorn here in this Trust House event. You know, Trust House, they got 500 houses out for rent, these guys, and at least 20 odd businesses here in Masterton and around the Wairarapa. So they're really supporting the district by keeping businesses and houses open for the people of Wairarapa. And we thank them for their sponsorship. And as we come over the last side here, we're watching Ellsworthy go from England here on the front stand. He's doing pretty well. Ricky Stevens coming over the shoulder on the last side. We've got another Englishman, Bell said, coming down the last. Look at big, tall fella. Crikey, he can reach right out the back of the pen and get a sheep, this fella, if he wants to. Under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Likewise as James McKenzie, the Welshman, under the shoulder. Doing it pretty easy down on stand number 5, Owen James from Wales, and then another Englishman down the far end, Ross Thompson. We're just inundated with all these overseas visitors, Coro. And what about the big fellas down the back?
Well, I believe it's not even 5 minutes gone, John, and the pins are already going into the top box. Not even 5 minutes, but these guys on press number 1 are getting dragged off. They're getting burnt off at the moment because these Goodyear boys from Masterton are taking it to the Martin boys. Morgan, you're from Martin, so you better make a little bit of noise for these fellas. Here he comes now. He's going to lift up the arm, but look at the Goodyears are getting ready, Morgan.
Look at him go. Cameron Hicks, the machine. Here he's standing there and he 4 clicks all the way from the Hicks boys. They're catching you. Come on, Jeremy. Come on, Vinny. Here come the Hickses breathing down your neck. He can feel that prickly moustache scratching away there. Oh, Cam, he can barely breathe through it. He's got wool stuck through it. He's cranking down. 2 more clicks to go. The Goodyears are into their clip up. Come on, Hicks boys. Do it for Martin. Dad's there cheering you on. Your girlfriend's there cheering it on. The top box comes up. You're right there with him. Teamwork, teamwork. Listen to your brother, Cameron. This is getting exciting. Woo-hoo.
It's only 5 minutes gone, John and Richard. It's only 5 minutes, and you watch these Goodyears. They're getting ready to cap it off. We'll stay with the wool pressing for a minute. Let's see how they go. The timekeepers are ready. We've got the clocks waiting, girls. 5 minutes and 33 seconds has gone by. This is a record time, Morgan. A record time for these boys. The Goodyears are going to set a record.
Have they got enough in that bale, Koro? When are they going to put their hands up? It's still under 6 minutes. But Koro's in the way of the timekeepers. Get out of the way, Koro. Hands up, time taken.
Give him a hand.
5 minutes, 45 seconds.
Richard and John, 5 minutes and 45 seconds.
It'd be pretty good. It's pretty hard work for some of these guys up here. We've got our Englishman on stand 3, the Englishman on stand 6. These were the 2 boys that were pressing out there before. John Malstead. If we called him Johnny Appleseed, we could make him into an American. But his big tall mate, Ross Thompson, down there, he's got a duck under the door. He would be a good import for the Breakers if we need him for next year. But let's just see how this shearing goes. Jimmy McKenzie there on stands 4. Young Welshman with his mate Owen James just drops down his 3rd. They're all on their 4th sheep with the exception of young Elworthy down here. But it's Ricky Stevens. He also pressed earlier on. He's in the triathlon as Ricky. And he's making a pretty good job of his shearing here. He went well in the wool handling. He also went well in the pressing. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes in the triathlon. He's a pretty good young performer there, young Ricky. Just pushes that sheep onto the floor, comes around there. How are those Hicks boys getting on down there, you two?
They're not too far away, Richard. We'll just a little bit of finishing touches. We're not going to weigh the bales till the other boys go out, but just feeling this Goodyear bale, 140. Ooh. Look, that's not the weight, but I'm just feeling the corners.
Oh, that's just the corner.
That's just
7 minutes gone. There's still a quick time.
Mind you, we're just up here. Young Ricky Stevens, just another 3 or 4 blows. And he'll be down. His time will be pretty good, won't it, John? He's shown pretty well. Young John Malsed, the young there from England there on stand 3. He's just 3 or 4 blows behind, but it's Ricky Stevens, the sole Kiwi in this heat. He's finished first. We're inundated with these Irish and Welsh. We certainly are. And there's John Malstead. Both of those boys were pressing earlier on, as was a young man down there on stand 6, Ross Thompson. But he just comes down there. It looks like your boys are ready to get their pins out. What's happening there, Koro?
We're getting ready to hang the broom in the air. The Hicks boys, Jonathan and Cam and Jono, as they're getting ready to give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what the belt. I think they might have been about 8 minutes. That's still pretty quick time. We're going to the weights. We're going to the weights.
You're going to the weight, are you?
We're going to the weights. The weight is in Morgan's hands.
162.5 for the Goodyears.
Well done, guys.
Oh, holy moly. 162. We require 160. They'll be pretty proud of that, wouldn't they, Morgan?
You got to be happy with that.
Meanwhile, up
bloody
here,
good weight.
just as you're getting on there, we've got young Will Elworthy up here on 1. The last in this heat. Pretty hard for them to keep concentrating when it's all going on. Got a bit of a wriggler there too, this young man. You know he hasn't got the time points, but he'll certainly be trying with all the quality as he can go. Another 3 or 4 blows. And then we'll be in with the final heat of this Trust House Intermediate.
Right. The Cameron and John O'Hicks bale.
Give those shearers a big hand, folks. That's just 16th of the intermediate, sorry.
Okay, what's your guess on this one, Koro? Ooh, they're shaking their heads a bit. 152.
Yeah,
It's a
probably
bit
about
harsh
there.
on these Martin boys. They got more heart than that.
153.
170 flat.
Oh. Well, the referee has asked for it to be weighed again. It
Yeah,
didn't look
fair
it.
enough. Yeah, come on. They're only skinny little white boys.
Yeah, they must be Scottish. They've got to put as much wool into it as you can and save wool packs.
Could we have the last heat, please? The last heat of the...
169 on the reway.
They might be a little bit better than those other boys.
Oh, well, we've actually just got to move on here. We're now moving on to the novice final. I thought we had another heat tucked down our sleeve, but the rabbit jumped out of the hat, and so we'll move on now to the ANZ novice shearing final.
And we'll have those finalists down here ready to go, please. Liam